Hey there, Flores here. I've done a little bit of testing and I want to record this as a little CMI walkthrough video to teach other people how to do this because the question comes up on Discord every once in a while. I hope it's helpful. So in CMI, I want to have an entity that I can right click and under certain conditions, we have certain results. And let's just make one and then you can apply that to your situation and hopefully that's really helpful. So npc create, delete me a later, type player. Now we have an npc entity right here. Now we're going to use CMI's IC feature to create something called delete me afterwards or something. I don't know. And we can do all sorts of stuff here. This is actually a menu for the interactive command delete me afterwards. We can point it to a block, an entity, or switch to the command editor. This is an entity. So I'm going to click on that and it says added, and that's perfect. I can see the particles in the background. So that's quite amazing. So now when we right click, it will do things, but it doesn't know what to do yet. So we are going to switch to the command editor and we can again in the menu do a few things. So this is the permission that you can require. If it's a sign, you can edit those but this is an entity. We're going to just add a command to it. For example, as console CMI message player name hi. This can be a lot shorter, by the way, because it does take specialized commands from CMI. So we could do message, specialized command message, player name, and then we can say gold, nice to see you. And now when we right click the entity, it will run that command, which is perfect. So to personalize this experience for the player, we can customize it with another command. For example, message player name. Capital N is important. No typing errors here. My bad. CMI user name and a smiley. There we go. Nice to see you, Mr. Flores. If you want to edit something, you can hover over the line and then click it. You can type something new, or you can click here to paste the old line. So we can say again, Mr. Flores in the game or something. And now you can tell that has been changed. But what if you want to say something only to Mr. Flores and not to somebody else? Well, then let's copy this line for later and use another specialized command, which is a check. And you can use this one for placeholders, where you can say check if the username placeholder equals exactly Mr. Flores, and then send out this message. Let's see if it still works. Yay, it works. Okay. Now we can do that. Oh, calm down. We can do that again. But let's say we want C-rips. And then we will say C-rips here specifically. Okay, so quick recap. We have a first message, a second, and a third one. But number 2 and 3 are two different checks. We check exactly for Mr. Flores and exactly for C-rips. So we would get two different messages technically. I click it, I still get mine because that's my username. And if C-rips would be here and he would click it, he would see the other message. But what if we delete these messages and change it up to be more dynamic? So we can say check if the CMI username equals Mr. Flores, and then we can say This could be any command, of course, but I'm using message just to visualize things. Nice to see you. I was expecting you. And now let's change it up a little bit and say, but what if it's not Flores and we want to say, hey, this is not for you to click or something like that. So CMI username is the condition, and we're saying it's not Mr. Flores. So this is then, for example, true. And we're going to change this in a second. And CMI message player name. I was expecting someone else. So if it's not Mr. Flores, and I am Mr. Flores, so I won't see that message, and then we'll say this, and otherwise, if it is exactly Mr. Flores, which I am, who I am, I'll get this one. So there you go. I was expecting you. Okay. Now let's change the username. Let's say we are building this for a player with this username, and I check it as not being that player. So I shouldn't get that message, but I should get the other one. I was expecting someone else. Uh-oh. So that's how you do that. You can create custom messages based on these conditions using specialized commands in the interactive command thingy. Yep, are you still following me? On the website on crips.net, you can go to commands, and then under commands is interactive commands, and that's over here. And this page will walk you through this video basically and give some additional information. The specialized commands are right above it, also under crips.net, and then CMI commands, specialized commands. And you can see over here with a lot of examples what you can do. And technically, probably you can use all of these here. So you can check against the permission. You can check assuming they have the permission. You can check if they have enough money or XP, if they have an item or not, if they have voted with CMI. If there's a cooldown, you can check if the player is even online that you're checking against or offline. You can check if the value that you provide, but that doesn't really work with interactive command because you're not typing something. You can check against the click, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. You can check if they're in a certain world, if they're in a certain game mode, and what their health, hunger, and all that stuff is, or even this one. So you might have to figure out what works and doesn't work for you for this particular situation. And that will help you a lot. And you can use the method like this. So check something is something. And then this would result in true. And if it's true, it will run this command. That's basically how that is. You can also use isn't, and then if that's true, which is false in this situation, it won't run a certain command. You can use smaller than or bigger than the something, and it will be true or false and run or doesn't run a command. But there's more, as you can see here. There is the little @ sign, and that means if it's the opposite. So check if they have a particular permission and then run something, and check if they have the opposite of that permission or not, and then run something else. So it's quite dynamic, but to fully understand it, this video isn't going to do it justice. Just check the website, and you simply have to test because this is pretty diverse and meant for a lot of different features within CMI. And maybe it doesn't work with what you're specifically looking for, but maybe it does. So I hope this has helped and allows you to create fun interactions, for example, a quest NPC or whatever. You can check against placeholders, certain values, things they're holding in their hand, whatever. I hope it works out. Bye bye.